rolling? Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Alright, we should be good. Hello everybody, Grant here, and welcome to this weekend's stream. Actually eating dinner this time while streaming because I was busy doing stuff today, and excuse me, I didn't want to delay stream again, excuse me. I hiccup sometimes. Yeah, my bad. But anywho, we are now going to be we're going to be continuing on with the commentaries for Grant Scarborough's Webkinz show to celebrate this channel's 10th anniversary, and the series' 10th anniversary. It was a series that started it all for me here on YouTube, and online video creation in general, basically. And with that, we are going to be looking at the next 8 episodes, episodes 25 to 33, or no, 25 to 32, aka all 8 episodes I made in 2020. Basically the start of a season 2, if you will, which will consist of the episodes from 2020 up until the series wrapped up in 2022. But for this week's live stream, we're just going with the 8 that were released in 2020. In the description below for this video, you can find a video that will further go into detail on some behind-the-scenes extras on the making of these 8 episodes. I went out of my way to rewatch that so I don't repeat myself here, because I want to see if there's anything new for me to commentate on in this episode. So if there's something I don't point out in this live stream, chances are it was already covered in the in the behind-the-scenes rewind video for 2020. So I'll just put the link there too in the chat for those who are interested in seeing that. Alright, let's start with Army of Snowmen. Army of Snowmen, yeah, released in January of 2020, which I made during the winter break in between my 2 freshman semesters. Alright, no more waiting, let's begin. And this was after this was the first video made after, no, not video, this was the first episode of the series made after the whole YouTube COPPA debacle, so I realized it'd be best that it would also be around this time where I would begin to put swearing and that kind of stuff, where I started having my characters swear occasionally in my videos in these episodes, so that's why I decided, like, these, because I was no longer in high school and all that, so I decided, due to that and the debacle with YouTube and COPPA, I realized not only for this series, but for any further videos I made from that point forward, at least major videos like this, and big Gmod projects I worked on and so on, to put a simple warning that this is meant for, like, teenage and adult audiences. So that's why I put the simple disclaimer here. Although the upcoming Combafauna series, that'll be for a more mature audience only, as you'll eventually see when that series comes out. So I'll have to change up this disclaimer in the future. Yeah. I moment I kind of overdid it with the with the music, with the sound
what are
effects,
you doing?
the disclaimer there.
I'm just bored and sad because I didn't get anything for Christmas.
Do you really think after repairing the house that we would have money for presents?
There's a little continuity there for ya.
Right.
Because in the previous episode released in August of 2019, the Vilgax episode, you know, the fight with Vilgax caused, you know, part of the house to get to part of the house was demolished in the fighting, so yeah.
Oh.
Look, Draw, I've just came home from work. I'm very tired, so can you just, I don't know, go outside and play or something so I can just watch TV?
But Rex, there's no snow outside, even though it's winter, and you can't have a fun winter without snow.
Then, I don't know, go draw some snow or something. Just be safe, okay? And don't do anything stupid, please.
Okay.
Finally, I can relax.
Hey look, it's the debut of Nick and Larry on the show. AKA the start of, again, actually, I already discussed the expanding universe thing in the behind the scenes rewind video, so I won't discuss it more here, aside from this is the episode where these two debut.
What's wrong, Nick? Well, Larry, winter's just not the same without snow. Without snow, I can't do my usual sledding hijinks. Winter's just not fun without snow, you know?
Yep, pretty much.
Wait, Nick, why do I see a bunch of snow over there then? Huh?
Drawing.
Wait, is that a giant living pencil with a face? Yeah? And he's drawing a bunch of snow? Seems like it to me. Let's go check it out. Okay. Seriously, dude, let's go check it out. I'm coming.
Drawing.
Yeah, I sort of wrote Nick to be the more outgoing friend of the two here.
And done. Duh.
Excuse me?
Although at this point, I was not yet regularly writing scripts for these episodes. That wouldn't come until a few episodes later. But again, I already described that in this. But if you want to learn more about me writing scripts for those episodes, you'll have to see the behind-the-scenes rewind video. I don't want to repeat myself constantly in this live stream. I want to see if there's anything new to commentate on.
Sir, hello there. Who are you? Duh.
Oh, I'm Nick, and this is my friend Larry, come on! I'm coming!
Oh, hello Nick. Hello Larry. Duh. What are you two doing here? Oh, actually, let me introduce myself. My name's Draw Pencil. Duh. Now, what are you two doing here?
Well, you see, Draw, we're kind of bored since we usually don't get a bunch of snow in this area anymore, and we were wondering if we could...
Dad, what are you doing? Nothing, son. What did I tell you about talking to strangers? Now he's gonna kick my butt!
play with some of your snowballs or whatever. Actually, what are you planning to do with these snowballs anyways?
I'm gonna make a bunch of snowmen. Duh.
Well, can we help you? Well, to be honest, we're really, really bored. I mean, it's really bored.
Okay, duh.
If you're wondering why they're even outside to begin with, I don't know. I never really thought about that while making this episode. I'm guessing you could sort of theorize why happens to be the case, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe their parents decided to implement a no screen weekend policy and just forced them to be outside all day, aka Wimpy Kid, the Meltdown style. Okay, that's probably a dumb reason.
Huh?
Yes!
Yeah,
looks
Sue's
like
back.
he's having so much fun with his new friends.
Back again.
Well, that won't last for long.
Yeah, and there's my... That's probably the best attempt I could do at a feminine voice. Just make it very high-pitched, pitch it up in post-production, and make it, you know, super squeaky. Excuse me. It's just not... It just doesn't... It really doesn't sound authentic, though.
Nick? What, Larry? Look. What the?
Actually, for a video that's filmed at 720p and that's only available at like 720p, it actually doesn't look that bad. Probably because it was mostly filmed outside during the day.
Happy birthday to me! Happy birthday to me! Happy birthday to me!
Yes, they actually made a Webkinz snowman. Although I remember when I registered the code and everything many years ago on Webkinz when I was a kid, I made this snowman a girl, but yeah. Like, usually the Webkinz are based off of animals or mythical creatures. Not, you know, something like a snowman. I mean, by that logic, they might as well just create a Webkinz robot. I'm not talking like a robot in the style of an animal. You get the point.
Happy birthday to me!
Obviously referencing the Rankin Bass special there. And, yeah.
I can't believe it! Holy shit! This snowman's alive! I can't believe it!
Yeah, as you can
Holy
see here.
shit.
Yeah, as you heard there, I decided to use a anvil sound effect for this in place the censor bleep to help better differentiate the series from the others.
This snowman's alive!
Actually, I'm a girl! And for your information, my name...
I probably... Not sure if I even needed to bleep it out, so to speak, but... The curse words, but I decided it'd be for the best. It's probably also going to eventually do with Combathonda too, though probably not with an anvil sound, because that'd be too cartoony.
name's Freezy! Yay!
And too distracting.
Larry! Yeah? That magical blast that hit us a while back must have brought the snowman to life. But Nick, that's ridiculous. There's no such thing as magic. Well, apparently there is now, Larry.
What do you want to do? I want to play snowball fights!
Well, that does sound pretty fun. I don't think this is a good idea, Nick. Come on, Larry, don't be lame. Okay.
Yay! Let's go play snowball fight!
Wait for me! Come on, Larry. I'm coming.
A very SML, a very Super Mario Logan-esque montage, if you will.
Whoa, have all these snowmen come to life? This is awesome! Hello all of you, my name's Draw Pencil. What are your names? Huh? Are you telling me you want to have a snowball fight? If so, then, no offense, but that wasn't a very good throw. Duh.
I will admit, I could have probably timed that a little better. You know, let me rewind this a little bit.
Names.
I would have had the explosion happen
Huh?
right...
Are you telling me you want to have a snowball fight? If so, then, no offense, but that wasn't a very good throw.
I would have had the explosion go off right there. Rather than after Draw goes all duh.
Oof! Ah, they're throwing explosive snowballs! Everybody run!
Yeah, there's Megalomania for ya. Or Megalovania, rather. I only played Undertale, like, once. it's not really my kind of game, so to speak. I'm not a huge RPG person, but you know, with the I just felt like the music worked best for a chaotic montage and so on. And I wanted to try and branch out from just the stock royalty-free soundtracks that YouTube provides. I tried to branch out more to video game music, though I'm not sure if I'm going to do that with Comba Fauna.
Oh
no! You saw it! Speaking of Megalovania, I really tried to hammer in the reference there. Yep. Scroll the frame. There you go! There you go! Okay, I'm not going to beat that dead horse anymore.
Element Warfare, we're breaking news report!
This was just a green screen I found. Again, I make sure to try my best to credit them whenever I can in like the description and so on.
Bunch of snowmen have come to life on all the rampage, attacking various Webkinz throughout Kingsville. Thankfully, authorities have been dispatched at every snowman. I'm in a news helicopter right now, viewing the scene from above.
We're giving you only one warning. Release the hostage.
Call of Duty zombie sound effects.
All right, that's it. Light them up.
They're made out of snow, so there you go. Again, but they're, as you can imagine, the two smaller snowmen were throwing the larger one.
This doesn't
Yeah, I will admit, like, the way I did this, like, sort of shadow effect here, the visual effect, it kind of falls flat, I will admit, like, once, because of the way, it kind of falls flat, I will admit, once the large snowman pretty much just slams down on this German Shepherd, the police dog, because look here. Because, you know, the shadow starts, like, doesn't really dissipate properly around the edges. I should have taken note of that while editing, but yeah.
This doesn't look good.
I played around with the humor this episode as well. We need reinforcements or we're fucked!
This doesn't look good. Wait,
How that one snowman, or whatever, heard that from afar, I don't know.
Nice going, Rex. How is this my fault? You were the one who told Draw to go outside and draw his own snow by himself.
I hate to take sides here, Rex, but Sniffer's right. Draw might be my friend, but even I know he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Then why
There you go.
didn't you go outside and play with him?
I was at work, damn it!
You're right. Well, I know what I have to do now. Come on, give me heat blast!
Yeah, I basically cut this out from that frame of the Ben 10 Ripjaw's transformation because that was the only way I could make it look anywhere close to good. That was just made in like paint.net, made a PNG of like the lantern appendage. The Angler appendage, rather. And like, if you look closely here, many years ago I drew over the Omnitrix symbol with Sharpie and marker to make it look like, you know, more like the Ultimate Alien Force Omnitrix symbol. All that for an accidental transformation. Again, I was trying to build up the effects here. I'm trying to build up the moment here to show just how screwed Ripjaw seems.
Oh, son of a... Hey, Rex, I'm sorry. Look, Draw, it's not your fault, and you're not in trouble. I just need your help, alright? Okay, duh.
How Ripjaw's, like, isn't suddenly struggling for water? I mean, you could make the argument that he's trying to take a bite out of those snowmen because, you know, snow is water. But that might be a stretch. I like how that was done.
Alright, Draw, I think we've handled the last of them. Come on, let's just go home.
Okay.
Nick, why are we at a stranger's house? Because, Larry, I heard that these guys might have a chest freezer, and Freezy needs a place to hide, because you saw what happened on the news. If the authorities find out about her, she'll be hunted down like there's no tomorrow. But Nick, if our parents find out about this, we're gonna be in so much trouble. We're not gonna get caught, Larry, alright? Now let's go. Come on, Larry, let's hurry.
Yeah, dropping off a living snow person at some stranger's house. Nothing could go wrong here.
Okay, come on, Freezy, let's go. Alright, Draw, look, you're not allowed to go outside by yourself anymore, okay?
Alright,
What was I
one more
thinking?
shot at this!
Okay, Rex. Guys,
What?
look.
Uh-oh, they caught me! I gotta get out of here!
Oh, no, you don't! We're not gonna let you get away again! Wait, Charge, what does upgrade do again? He can upgrade surrounding technology, Rex! He's not
Now, you're probably wondering why Charge is saying this. That's because, again, you have to look at the continuity here. It's meant to be a link to the continuity, because when Rex took over that Nintendo Switch as upgrade in Space Chaos, he was under some kind of hypnotic spell. So he did that by instinct. He's not under any hypnotic spell here, so that's why he doesn't know now, and that's why he has to ask Charge.
Won't upgrade for nothing! Alright, Charge, got it. What should I use?
Well, you're not gonna succeed!
Time for plant! Okay, Sniffer, what should I merge with? The microwave? No. Oven? Stove? No, that's not good.
This is his first time using upgrades, like, willfully.
Good idea either. I just hope the house doesn't get wrecked again. Alright, Freezy, this is your... Larry, help me! Okay. This chest freezer is your new home!
Okay, whee!
Hey, evil fairy! Eat dumbbell! Yeah!
Return!
I love how this was done. I found, like, an image of the same dumbbell online. I just made sure I could have done a better job of getting rid of these artifacts here, I will admit. I do love how that was... I do love how it otherwise was executed. Even, like, I felt like that was timed pretty good, too.
Wait, I remember now. Upgrade can shoot lasers out of his eye!
Again, like, you saw that happen in Space Chaos, too, so Rex does remember some of it, just not all of it. I should have worded that better.
Guys?
Oh, you're not getting away! Guys, hurry up before this fighting wrecks the house again! Wait, Sniffer, that's it! Talk to me in the megaphone!
Yeah, and of course I put Rex's voice under a filter to, you know, match how Upgrade speaks.
Quickly!
Well, why? You know what? As long as it's...
And I found, and this megaphone I have, like, it doesn't work anymore for some reason, but yeah, it's like black and green. It's black and green already, so I thought to myself, yeah, I could just pretend that, like, Upgrade can take control of it easily.
Speed things up, fine, take it.
Thanks, Sniffer!
Crap! Somebody's coming downstairs.
There was another cameo from Clementine.
Sorry, Freezy, we have to go.
And I should have thought to myself, I probably should, if I was making this kind of video today, I should have probably written an explanation could have probably written an explanation as to why, you know, Sniffer, Charge, and others didn't hear the voices of these two.
Oh, bye, see you later. Run!
Alright, everybody, cover your ears!
I should have warned you about the audio blasting there. I apologize.
I hope you like it in maximum security prison!
What?
I hope that's the last time we'll have to deal with her.
Nefario was like basically was asking what, because again, yeah, you could probably tell why.
Officer, wait! Take this piranha plant too!
You know, again, like in the aftermath of the Kappa situation, I will admit I kind of overreacted here, but I made sure to branch out to other video sharing sites too, like Dailymotion. Hey, do you all remember Vlaire?
Security prison!
Here's the post-cred scene.
She has failed me for the last time. I'm not getting her out of prison again. I'll have to take them out some other way.
And here's the video. It's meant to be just, and again, this video is just meant to be a test. This episode, at least.
Well, time for a good night's rest for another long, long day at work.
Why does my bed feel so hard? Wait, what happened to my bed? Why am I on this wooden table? Where am I? Wait, guys? Wait, Rex? Sniffer? Draw? What's going on? Where are we?
Over here.
Wait, what?
Oh, I actually realized that I also used like a voice filter for this mannequin character as well.
You all might know me as one of those mannequins who has been causing a great deal of trouble around Kinsville for some time now. What we wish to do is take Draw Pencil and use his abilities for the schemes of our master. But first, the other...
Yeah, this was a plot line. This was a plot idea that, or a plot line that never really went anywhere, unfortunately.
three of you must perish. Even though this is a dream, I have made it so that if you die within this dream realm, you will die physically.
Boom! There you have a fusion of the Spy and Darth Vader. Why? Again, I just thought to myself, make something silly for them to fight.
Wait, is that Lord Panzer in a
Again, Lord Panzer is meant to be this, you know, this in-universe equivalent to Darth Vader.
Stop this right
You know, Panzer, Panther, they sound similar. You get the idea.
now, you meanie!
No.
Yeah, yeah, like, admit it, if a rogue ghost freak were to do something like a rogue ghost freak would definitely do something like this to Vader in a fight. Okay, actually, I don't think Ghost Freak has that kind of power. Like, he could definitely possess somebody, but, you know, like, go into their dreams and that kind of stuff, that's what Pesky Dust from Omniverse can do. Like, yeah. And I know Panzer comes from some World War II German stuff. Like, the reason I call him Lord Panzer, another reason is that, like, Star Wars, you know, the Galactic Empire takes many, inspirations from, Germany from that time period, so to speak. You know, when George Lucas was making Star Wars, of course, it was meant to be an allegory for that. Yeah, the fight against fascism. To an extent.
But I should be able to sense him.
Hey guys, guess what? I drew a ribbon, duh! Whoa, would you look at that?
Again, that's supposed to be like, that little shot there,
Whoa,
that's like a little reference to like how in some Gmod animations there's just like the character's arms flailing, and then boom, they built something.
would you look at that? Alesso! Rex, look out!
Surprise!
Surprise! Okay, you get the reference there.
Burn in hell!
I decided, you know what, just go off the references, because why not? Again, like, this takes a lot of influence from the chaos of, like, an ST Black ST video.
Oh no.
As you can imagine, Accelerate went so fast on the paper, he cut in half.
Well, that's failed. I'm out of here.
Well, at least I have an idea as to why those mannequins have been causing us so much trouble as of late. I am
Yeah, as you can imagine, this was an attempt to further push that insanity, but I don't think they don't really the two bits of music here don't really gel that well together.
Everyone wants my autograph. They all want to be friends with me. Whenever I go for a walk down the street, I always attract the crowd. Everyone wants a baby with a move for now.
Now we're on to Polar Plunger. Now this first scene. Now, this was the first episode I made, you know, after the pandemic came to the States, and I had to, you know, I had to spend the rest of my second freshman semester at home, and taking classes from home and all that. So that was fun. But also, back in the day, before I made YouTube videos, like, one of the ideas I wanted to try for making YouTube videos was, in fact, you know, Lego stop motions, and this little scene at the start of this episode is a bit of an homage to that. So, yeah, I will admit, like, I even thought about doing I even continued thinking about doing Lego stop motions as the main content for my YouTube channel. Like, even after I began working on the Webkinz show, or Grant Scarborough's Webkinz show, I thought about doing that even more. Like as far into it as 2016, but over time stuff got in the way, and I realized that once I headed off to college, like, that was going to be it was going to be much more difficult to make Lego stop motions in, like, a college dorm and so on. And I thought to myself, like, there would just be too many factors there, along with, you know, Lego pretty much, along with, you know, the Lego hobby basically being probably more expensive than a month's worth of grocery bills. Wink, wink.
Look at this place! It appears as...
This was a Lego custom Krusty Krab I made back in the day out of, like, the 2008 Krusty Krab set. I took it and sort of extended it so it had, like, you know, an actual cash register and so
It's
on.
been collecting dust non-stop!
Quite literally, in fact. I should have used an air duster on this.
Haven't had any customers in days! Because, Mr. Krabs, the entirety of Bikini Bottom has been issued a stay-at-home order. It's been in effect for over a week. In fact, Mr. Krabs, I don't want to get sick.
Yeah, of course, this isn't made with stop motion, this beginning bit. It's just the fact that it's Lego is meant to be an homage to that idea I once had.
So I'm gonna go home now.
And leaps right out of the restaurant.
I guess Mr. Squidward's right. Alright, me bucko, it's time to close up shop for the next few weeks. SpongeBob? SpongeBob? SpongeBob, listen to me. SpongeBob? Mr. Squidward, I think we broke him. Oh, right.
Why is it buffering all of a sudden? Oh, there we go. Oh, let me just change the video quality back to 720p. Okay, fine. I'll set to auto.
I'm so bored!
Hey Larry, you there?
Hey Nick, what are you doing?
Nothing much. I'm bored as shit here since everyone's at home quarantined.
Well, I guess you can only look at so many dank memes before getting bored, I suppose. Well, we can talk about what happened
Again, these are old phones. I decided to then use as props.
right before we had to start taking online classes, I guess.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh, hold on a second. Why is it?
Can you?
Why is it? I don't remember it being stuck like this.
Can you believe it went? Yeah, I remember that.
Not too much yet, Mr. Ronapong.
For that?
Hold on a second. Is that what? Do I have that rendering error in like the visual file made the episode? I still have that. Give me a moment.
Dank memes before getting classes, I guess. I guess.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay, the rendering error is not... That was not an error made when the video was exported. Weird. Alright, let's go back to this then. It must have been when it was uploaded.
Can you believe it? Winter break's over.
Hold on, let's try and go back there, and now... That's the next episode. Let's see if... Check to make sure here.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, there we go, that's better.
Can you believe it? Winter break's over. Larry? Larry? Has anybody here seen Larry? Larry? Don't worry, Larry. I'll get you out somehow. I can't open this. It's sealed on too tight or something. Alright, time for plan B.
So I just, I found this plastic chip, I finished this Lace Stacks container, and I was like, might as well use it for a video. As you can imagine, Larry's this sort of nerd character. Wait, hold on a second. Wait, is that cut? Yeah, like, I was trying to, like, try and strike it with enough force to make the thing pop open. The lid pop open. Is that actually cut? Hold on, I need to check to make sure. Okay, no, I don't think that was a cut.
Hey, it worked! Come on! You in there, Larry? Yeah! Alright,
Come on, I'll get you out. Come on.
I should have moved my finger out of the way there. I like that little editing bit. It's sort of an almost Hanna-Barbera effect, where the frame, shakes from side to side.
Why were you stuck inside that chip thing? Some mean jock shoved me in there. Well, the bell just rang. We better take our seats.
I've come to make an announcement.
Shadow the Hedgehog is up! Okay, nope, I'm not doing that here. Gotcha.
You're all aware, your previous principal has retired over winter break. Thus, I, Sean Serpent, will be your principal for now on. My first major course of action will be the implementation of a new disciplinary system.
Okay, I probably hammered that snake, that whole sort of snake joke into the ground a little bit. And yeah, I made like these desks, so to speak, these so-called desks out of like old wooden blocks from my childhood. And so on. Again, I didn't have a lot of resources. And what else was I also working on at the time? No. Oh yeah. I also made sure that I discussed a lot more of, this evil principal's plans and so on in the behind the scenes rewind video. So again, go check that out after the stream if you want to learn more. Like I said before, I'm only rewatching these episodes from 2020, 2021 to see if there's anything new I can commentate on. And for completeness
to
sake.
both improve the academic performance and grades of students and to combat the various forms.
This was a little detail I had, like where the ear was sort of moving to get a better hearing of the sound on the loudspeaker.
Of misbehavior amongst them. Now, students, this may sound bad, but you will thank me for this in the future.
No way they're going to enforce that.
Blah, blah, blah. Recognized boundaries of the PRC or People's Republic
Yeah, this bit here did not age well.
of China, blah, 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 includes Taiwan, blah, 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 includes islands in the South China Sea, blah, blah, blah. Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Well, it says here that Taiwan is an independent country, and...
Alright, class, I had your test.
Yeah, that part did not age well at all. It really has not aged well.
Graded over winter.
I will admit, I was kind of begging. Again, this part has not aged well either. I was kind of like begging. This is kind of like a visual cue of me begging for people to react to my videos, and I was. Yeah, I do not act that desperately anymore.
Break, but please be aware of the school's new grading policy. I'm gonna hand them back now.
You're lucky. 69. Anyway, trying isn't enough.
What?
I actually filled up this like container with water. Like it's supposed to be sort of like an accommodation because she's a fish, so she can't, survive out of water. Like this is meant to be the equivalent to those bubbles in Webkinz world outside of underwater rooms.
Before you say anything, I don't care if you're a fish, and I don't care if you require that special mobile water tank to get around because of that. This will hopefully teach you to arrive on time.
The way that's worded is actually a loose reference to a Batman the Animated Series episode. The first appearance of the Clock King, I believe. Isn't it the episode called The Clock King itself? I just need to make sure of that. Yeah, the Clock King. Yeah, that's the name of the episode. The Clock King. Yeah, it's from, like, Volume 1 of the Batman animated series of the 90s. Again, the way it's worded here, again, some reference to the episode, specifically a scene where, like, Temple Fugit is basically saying, "Oh no, please, Your Honor, I'll be ruined!" And then the judge basically says, "Well, this will hopefully teach you to be on time." So, yeah. There you go. Oh, accidentally paused my live stream preview. No, there we go.
This isn't fair!
Alright, you dumb says you're all in detention now, so don't walk, move, run, swim, waddle, jog, or fly out of line, or else.
Gotta take into account about how each of these animals might move.
My test had "You're lucky" written on it, but I just don't get it though. A B- isn't really that bad.
Successful. That pisses me off. You call me sir.
What's this?
Understand?
Are you sure we should be listening to
The last word you will say will be "sir," and it will be loud!
this?
Shh.
He might hear us.
But Principal Serpent, you don't understand.
No excuses! You will not cry! You will not make excuses! You will not question me! Do you understand?
Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir!
Again, I discussed this, I discussed more about this element in my behind-the-scenes rewind video.
Good! Now go back to your seat!
Okay.
I don't need this desk! Desks are for wusses! Can I have a desk? Can I have a desk then? No! You will sit on the floor! On the hard, concrete floor.
But you don't understand!
What did I just say?
I will be quiet, sir!
Well, time to sue this school.
Finally, any activity that occurs here will be purely 100% confidential! Oh no, left door open!
I love that little transition there.
100% confidential! Oh no, left door open!
Again, I love how I edited that little transition.
Alright. I got all my homework done for tonight. Now it's time to just get ready for bed.
Now this I shot with my drone. This is a thing I shot with my folding drone. And as you can imagine, this doesn't look great. And like, I actually shot this, I believe, in early spring, hence why there's greenery on the trees. Even though this is supposed to take place in like January. Again, being sent home due to COVID, due to the actually, forget I said anything there. The pandemic. I'm sorry, the pandemic. Due to the whole pandemic thing, yeah, you can imagine why. That would mess up the filming schedule, so to speak. This is obviously meant to. This is a dream sequence here meant to further imply the arrival of superpowers. Yeah, I will admit, the sound mixing there wasn't too good. Was not too good, though. I just used, like, the back of a bus PNG, and, yeah. And I made sure to, bring it down. I cropped out, like, this bit of the camera where it was all... had green trees and such because of that, and I just stretched the remaining image up. The remaining video up. It doesn't look too bad, though.
No! Damn it! Ugh. careful now! Whoa! Whoa! What the hell's going on?
Whoa!
I found this effect online too. These anime speed lines.
No, I'm gonna fall! I'm gonna fall! I'm gonna fall! Gotta pull the brakes on it somehow!
All cartoony effect there I do like.
Okay. I think I stabilized.
Although I will admit, if I would have replaced this still image for the background with like more like stock open some stock clouds and so on, like clouds footage of a cloudy sky.
This somehow. I'm levitating. What the hell? I'm levitating on my backpack in midair. Maybe I could. Maybe I can use this to fly to school without anybody noticing. I hope this will work.
I just took some random some image of like a middle school building and I plastered Kinsville Middle School on it right here in like paint.net.
I don't want to be here right now.
I use these like little foam things as the walls, these little chunks of foam that you would find like extra cushioning for a mattress. I just use those as makeshift walls. I'll be right back. Actually, I just finished up dinner. Let me put this bowl away. Alright everybody, I'm back.
Oh, I want to go back to bed. I got no sleep last night. Oh.
Listen, class, I understand that many of you are upset with the school's new policies, but I'm not the one who creates nor implements them. I'm just one of the many who has to enforce them.
Come on, come on, come on.
The background here is like a little joke, a little reference to, some old Winnie the Pooh YouTube poops and a collab. Remember, you gotta remember, everybody, this episode was made in 2020 and released in 2020. The joke had to do some collabs hosted by a guy whose name shall not be told about here because, unfortunately, the guy was exposed as a bad person. A very bad person.
To enforce them.
Come on, come on, come on. I'm gonna be late, I'm gonna be late, I'm gonna be late. Wait. Why on earth is that window open in the middle of winter?
I made that little edit there again, paint.net.
What am I talking about? This is my big chance. Alright, let's go.
And it seems that Nick is late. Looks like he's gonna be getting detention.
I'm here, Mr. Tigger.
Never mind.
Hey, Lucky, are you okay? You've been acting a lot more paranoid ever since winter break ended. Well, I can't tell because, Principal Serpent might hear. I gotta go, Nick. See you around.
Alright, so I managed to clear my desk. Well, time to test this out, I suppose.
That was a little joke outtake. Referencing some old like old Crusades meme at the time.
Is everything all
Yeah, of course. The hallway just looks like the inside of a cabinet. Why not?
right in here?
I was just, meditating. Yeah, meditating.
Alright, I was just checking on you.
Phew, that was a close one.
It appears to me that none of you students understand the true meaning of failure. When you fail, you're weak, you're worthless. Failure
You are all weak! You are all bleeders!
doesn't teach you anything whatsoever. Why implemented the new grading policy? Because not even mediocrity will be tolerated in...
Again, I discussed this more in the behind-the-scenes rewind video. But I will elaborate a tiny bit more here and say that, I can't believe I'm quoting from The Last Jedi, but, or rather a lesson from it, but you can learn from failure, you know?
this school no more. And now it's time to increase the amount of disciplinary action I give to you kids. What?
You're,
What was that?
you're,
I must have been an error in YouTube's part there.
pursuit of maximum perfectionism ends here, Serpent!
No! You'll ruin everything!
That's like an I got that as for that thing for my what the principal just threw there was basically like made to be an that's a thing for like college dorms where you could just like screw that little extra shelf onto the side of a bed and you could put like an alarm clock there or something. So yeah.
Everyone, get out of here! I'll handle Serpent! The door's unlocked!
I could have handled the sound design there a little better.
Little shit!
Again, like, I actually made the little blur bit there. Right there in paint.net. The red represents the mask, the white represents Nick himself, the black represents the backpack. The backpack prop, so to speak. And again, like, I could have just used, like, I could have just made I could have just taken a photo of Nick to the side and just used that, but I feel like this blob that looks almost like a blur provides a better effect. It really does once you see the clip in motion, like so.
Little shit! That's it!
As you can imagine, like, he's supposed to be a constrictor snake.
No! Wait!
Wait, I must discipline at least one student. Come on, let's get out of here. Hopefully, we'll never have to deal with another principal like that ever again.
Again, like, the way the principal, like, disciplined his students and such, like, that was meant to be just a bunch of highly exaggerated commentary. Like, of course, you don't see that stuff happening in an actual school. Or at least I hope not. But it's meant to be, like, an exaggeration, for, you know, commentary effect, and so, you get the idea.
Wait, I think this experience has given me a great idea, Larry. I have to go. See ya.
What's your idea, Nick? Nick? Why did he hang up?
I still have these plush clothes items to this day. They're retired now because of how, again, they would not fit on, like, the dolls I make and such. Except maybe this domino mask, but they're meant to be... Again, this is my first... I used some, like, little normal fabrics, craft fabrics, and some felt here. I'm not sure if I hand-sewed or machine-sewed, like, the gloves, but still. I do love this suiting up sequence.
Come here, Winter Sled.
Again, I love how this ends.
Element Warfare for breaking news report. Kingsville Middle School Principal Sean Serpent has been both fired and arrested after being exposed for carrying out a perfectionist agenda in an incredibly brutal manner. Serpent was also seriously injured by falling debris that resulted from a fight between him and an unknown flying being who reportedly wore a red mask. More of the story as it develops.
This is meant to be similar to, like, Ella McWolf's suit, vaguely at least.
My goodness.
And this plot element here never went anywhere, unfortunately. Like, this shirt I made out of, like, an old sock, and this I took some white fabric and put some red crosses on them, and look at that, they're medical workers.
Miss Doctor, this is worse than I expected.
Indeed it is, nurse. Indeed it is. Give me a mirror. Sir, I don't think that's a good idea. Mirror! Now!
This episode was released in June. Around the time that you-know-what happened.
Can't fight what you can't see, Benton wannabe! Where are you?
Okay, this part here, this first scene's actually inspired by mainly the bit from the Batman the Animated Series episode See No Evil, where this invisible man guy, their villain, I can't remember what his name was, Ventress or something, and he utilizes, that invisible suit to fight Batman, and he says, this pretty much these exact same lines almost, can't fight what you can't see, Batman, and he actually gets some good hits in on the Dark Knight because of that. Though you could also kind of see this scene here is almost also like a bit of a reference to the first episode of Benton Omniverse and that flashback scene of Forms fighting malware in a sense. Now that I think about it, because it's the first scene of the episode and it's something akin to a flashback sequence. Okay, that there was not the intention, the Omniverse bit, but it's just something I'm taking note of now, actually. And I do like the filter I added on here. I tried experimenting with color grading more. Excuse me. I'll be in post-production. I'm having my dessert now. Vanilla ice cream.
Whoever or whatever was fighting me had to be the real perpetrator.
Okay, I talked about this more in again, behind-the-scenes rewind, but I will actually make an exception and talk about this here. Wow, the narration audio here was bad. Never use gaming headsets as, recording mics. Never do that. It's what inspired me to get this blue snowball I'm recording with now, that I still use to this day, along with this generic pop filter.
Trader, not Rusty. It was just a few days ago with me on my lunch break, scrolling through...
I just found this, yeah. So I basically just found this image of a penitentiary, this almost stock image or something like that off Wikimedia Commons. Again, I could have cleaned up these artifacts better. If I was making this kind of video today, I would have just created this kind of shot in Gary's mod.
Social media on my smartphone.
And I just, of course, plastered Kinsville Penitentiary here.
When one news story caught my eye.
I use one of my family's dog crates for this scene, of course. I think it pulls off the effects well. Though I will admit, now that I think about it, I should have had this guy in, some sort of... look, in a container filled with water, because he is a shark.
Mr. Irving, you have a visitor.
What do you want?
Don't you remember me from 7th grade?
The group project? Rex?
Rusty bailed me out when I was slacking off the night before the project's due date. Not only was helping him the right thing to do, but I owed him big time for saving my ass all those years ago. He was a nice kid back in grade school. That, and I knew him rather decently, so him attempting to rob someone just didn't seem in character for him.
Honestly, this would have been better if I had just even recorded me just speaking those narration lines right in front of the camera. Honestly.
Let alone attempting murder.
I was on my evening swim when I heard the screaming come from a nearby
Get it? Evening swim, evening stroll. Yeah.
house. It sounded like a mare and her daughter screaming for help, and since my phone was dead, I had no choice but to intervene myself. By the time I got in the house, though, it was pitch quiet, until the mother and her daughter emerged from behind a table. Then I heard a freeze yelled right behind at me. But what's the point? Not even you would believe that story. Everyone now thinks I'm a no-good crook.
I believe you, Rusty. So the mare and her daughter were being attacked by the invisible intruder.
Turns out Rusty was making up his story. Or that's what I thought.
I need to use a bathroom. Draw, what are you doing?
Watching ice melt! Duh!
Get it? Because he's stupid?
I don't have time for this.
What was I thinking? That invisibility had to have been a magic act of some kind.
Okay, so it can't be Nefaria. She's still...
Again, Draw's presence there for that one brief scene was meant to... does serve like a plot point... does serve the plot... does have a purpose in the plot, and it helps remind Rex, oh right, you've seen weird shit before.
locked up.
So you shouldn't be surprised by what Rusty said.
Maybe it's not so magical as it is science-y? Hey, Sniffer! What do you mean?
There hasn't been any research done on invisibility cloaking technology at Kinsville.
This is supposed to be... no wait, this is just a pencil eraser of a phone. Never mind.
You for over half a decade.
Do you know any other studies or experiments being conducted on the matter?
I know the famous Goober tried inventing an invisibility...
For those who don't know, Goober is a character from Webkinz lore. He's shown a few minigames and such. If I check here real quick. Yeah, I'm checking the Webkinz wiki now, and yeah, he's a St. Bernard, age 36, I believe, in human years. Goober. Harold Goober Hassenpfeffer Jr. is a St. Bernard who serves as Webkinz World's resident scientist. He appears in the arcade games Goober's Lab, Atomic-alicious, and Goober's Atomic Adventure, as well as the W-Tales books The Recipe for Success and Smarty Pants. So, yeah. That's... Again, I decided to bring some of the actual Webkinz lore into this. Again, I mentioned that before in the behind-the-scenes rewind video. I'm trying not to bring up too much of what I said there because I don't have to repeat myself and be redundant.
Built about 2 years ago, but scrapped it for unknown reasons. Though I have no idea how you'll be able to speak to a scientist that famous in Webkinz.
I might have just synthesized.
The only Webkinz St. Bernard I have is a Littlekinz, but again, I didn't have too much of a budget making these videos, so I had to improvise a little bit.
To the liquid one would find in the fountain of youth. You're the real liquid one would find in the...
I might have just synthesized.
To the liquid one would
the sound editing there is not very good.
find in the fountain of youth. You're... To the liquid one would
So yeah, I decided to make a joke out of that too.
find in the
The
fountain
whole Littlekinz thing.
of youth. You're the real Webkinz World version of
That's not important right now. I need your help. Wait, why do you look
I tried pitching up the voice there in post-production. It sounded more like Stinkfly. To mixed results.
much younger than usual?
Well, you see...
Look, never mind. Why did you scrap your invisibility cloaking technology projects a few years back?
There was no external off switch for the cloak. If some evildoer got his or her grasping appendages on it, the authorities would have had quite the hard time finding said crook. I actually surrendered it to the police soon after I found that out.
Let's just say I lost a good deal of sleep that night figuring out whether there had been a break-in at any nearby
I'm pretty sure this is just an image of Philadelphia.
police
Flipped.
station. To my own shock, there was one about
Yeah,
a
the
month
Philadelphia
before Rusty
skyline.
got framed.
So, the robber jumped into a body of water to escape, Oh. And the thief was either orange or brown? Good thing I'm off tomorrow.
This is, of course, meant to make it look like this is an underwater, like some kind of underwater saloon or, underwater, nightclub or something like that. The blue filter and everything. Some that are playing poker and so on, gambling and that kind of stuff.
Hey, buddy, you got some time for me to ask you some questions?
I love this. Him going undercover as Ripjaw's wearing a disguise. And again, I pitched the voice down to make it sound a bit more like Ripjaw's. It sounds okay, but yeah.
What do you even want to ask me?
Did you steal an invisibility cloak about a month ago?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was quick to realize he wouldn't just expose himself like that.
Yeah, no. The one created by Goober, who surrendered it to the police.
What? The real Ben 10? Everybody swear!
I guess this is meant to be sort of like a place where criminals would gather, kind of like those, those bad guy saloons or bars where, criminals would gather. Think Mos Eisley to an extent. The Mos Eisley Cantina from Star Wars. You get the idea.
What?
Let's see that again real quick. No, what was that? That was it. Is that the... Oh yeah, I just realized that now. Yeah, it's Ripjaw swimming away, throwing out his disguise. I love that effect, though, I added. Again, I should have been more consistent while making this episode from a visual standpoint, but, you know, this is supposed to be the Webkinz bubble there. I'm guessing I probably didn't put it in, you know, this scene here because it wouldn't look right with all the bars in front and such. I probably could have, if I was making this kind of video today, I probably just could have added a separate layer for these front bars. Excuse me, that was my bad.
Alright, where are you? Wait. Did he
Now
turn?
we're back at the scene, the flashback. Yeah, I think I added in a bit more of a blue filter here than here.
Alright, where are you? Wait. Did he turn invisible?
Yeah, and I just had the scene crossfade to, like, the end of said scene because we already saw it beforehand.
Hey Rex, found something that might aid your little investigation. The mother attacked has been divorced for over a year? Does her ex-husband have a criminal record of any sort? Not sure.
Again, I could have synced that up to the texting sound effects a little better. Or typing sound effects, rather.
God, it's really starting to make sense!
There she is. Is anyone else here? No? Good. Shh! I'm not here to hurt you. I need your help.
What do you want?
Why did you and your husband divorce over a year ago?
Yeah, again, like, I couldn't do, like, a woman scream, so that's why I used that sound effect there.
My daughter Jennifer was dating a boy who had recently come out as bisexual. I was fully accepting, but my husband Ken said he did.
Again, this is also meant to be a commentary. This episode's also meant to be a bit of a commentary on bigotry, on various forms of social bigotry, as you can obviously tell.
Didn't want to raise a girl who dates mistakes.
Ken's a police officer, right?
Yes.
That's all I need to know.
Alright, Chief, I'm heading home for the night.
Wait, is it? Okay, I wouldn't see if I mistyped anything, but made any typos here, but nope.
I thought I got rid of you!
Too bad. I know that you're behind. Let's Irving.
I think the reason I slowed down this clip was because, yeah, I slowed it down in post-production to make it better sync with the mic audio. In this case, it actually sounds okay, most likely because I distorted it with some filters to make it sound more like Ghost Freak.
Wrongful incarceration. You framed him.
Shut up, freak! I didn't frame anyone!
You were the officer who arrested Irving, and you showed up at his place in a matter of minutes once your ex-wife called 911.
I can't turn invisible like you, dumbass!
Except you stole Dr. Goober's invisibility cloak from the police station.
And now all the pieces are coming together. I will admit, if I was making this episode today, though, I would have had the mystery be a bit more... take longer to, like, fully put together, of course, like, maybe some red herrings and so on.
Last month, you then put it on to terrorize Holly and her daughter as a form of revenge for your former wife not taking your side and instead divorcing you. And you got lucky enough to make Rusty look like the perpetrator, all due to convenience.
It's not natural for her to... You know what? I don't even know why we're having this conversation. Sure, I stole the invisibility cloak, but guess what? Large, vicious sharks are far more likely to get arrested by us cops than a graceful horse like myself. Plus, you got no proof of what I really did whatsoever.
And again, I feel like the commentary in this episode has aged a lot. I feel like I've executed the commentary in this a lot better than in some of the earlier episodes. because it doesn't feel very preachy. I had to go like the allegorical route and such.
Except for this.
Sure, I stole the invisibility cloak, but guess what? Large, vicious sharks are far more likely to get arrested by us cops than a graceful horse like myself. Plus, you got no proof of what I really did whatsoever.
Give me that! Alright, you asked for it! I need backup, ASAP! I'm being attacked by real...
Oh, and remember what I said?
Who can play that game?
Okay, I will admit, like, the shift in zone here for this comedic bit was probably not the smartest idea. Where, you know, get it? They can't hit either, neither of them can hit each other because they're both invisible and such.
Come out, you coward!
Right behind you. Did I just do that?
Free!
That's a bit of a reference to, you know, again, the Benton episode, The Last to Laugh. You know, where, you know, Ghost Freak punches Zumbozo in the nose and such.
Ken framed Rusty Irving for the break-in and attempted murder. Here's the evidence.
That's an old, wireless, earbud set that I pretended was a recording device.
Hey, I said free!
That's enough, Rookie. I think we have all the evidence we need right here.
Mr. Irving, it appears that you were framed by one of our fellow officers. All of the charges against you have been dropped, and you'll be financially compensated for the time that you wrongfully spent here. You're free to go. We're so sorry for all the trouble we caused you.
That real-life Ben 10 piece of shit.
Again, that plot, that little idea of this one guy getting revenge and so on for being exposed, that didn't go anywhere, unfortunately. And now we're looking at Squid on the Run. Hold on, let me get this up to 1080p. There we go. Again, this was the first ever. It was at this point, like I said in the. Actually, no, I already said it in that video. Never mind. I will admit, like, I could have used some better clips here, like this here, like, where there's, like, white text next to white text. Albeit this text in the episode itself, in this actual episode, is outlined, so it has an outline, but, yeah, it doesn't gel entirely well. I would have probably gone for a different clip if I was making this today. Yeah, my hand showing up there, like, it looks so bad. Again, this was meant to be more of an experimental episode. If I was making this video today, I would of course be wearing, like, a glove the same color as the green or blue screen. I actually tried putting together a blue screen glove, but that didn't really pan out. When, you know, by the time we get to, by the time Combofauna comes out, you know, that's not going to be an issue anymore, though. Good old Comic Sans. I just found these old, like, decorations in the storage room of my family's house, and I was like, okay, I'll make use of them, as well as this old gym mat and so on, as makeshift walls.
welcome to Wowzers. My name is Tim and I'll be serving you today. Can we start you off with a drink, please? Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. Someone must have forgotten to put new menus here when the last few customers from this table left. I'll go get you one.
Yeah, this is an old table that my family had when I was a little kid, so I decided to make use of that too. Same with the chairs and such.
Great. You seem to be a little young to be going out to dinner by yourself. You know that, right? If you say so, I'll be right back. Here's the sandwich.
Just doesn't question it at all.
What you ordered?
I love that little transition there to the next clip. You know, like sort of like almost like a mouth closing there of the two images, right? Let's go back to that bit there, right? You know, if I just see, I love how that looks. You know, again, like I'm not sure if I would use these kind of transitions to like between scenes in Combat Fauna because it's meant to be a slightly more serious show, but still.
Alright, ma'am, would you like some desserts before I calculate your bill?
This scene was also actually inspired by a Crispy Toast video. Made by like a Gmod YouTuber named Crispy Toast. I believe it was called The Do's and Don'ts of Eating Out. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Let me find it. It's called... Okay, it was a Gmod video. Hold on a second. Oh no, maybe it's called Rights and Wrongs. Let me see here. Yeah, Rights and Wrongs, actually, yeah. The Rights and Wrongs of Dining Etiquette. Yeah, that's the video that inspired this scene. Yeah, the Rights and Wrongs of Dining Etiquette. I'll put a link to it in the chat. Yeah, I made those props just for this video and such.
Actually, ma'am, I do need to calculate your bill first. Wait. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm afraid we don't accept your currency here. We only accept Kin's cash. Hey, you're not leaving without paying? Where'd she go?
And I made this Inkling Squid plush just for this video. Came into use later on as well. I took some I didn't have any good orange fabric that would work here. That wasn't felt, so I took some peach fabric. And it looks close enough. That little bit of the jumping there is sort of a reference to how high, like, without the super jump, an Inkling Squid actually jumps, so to speak, in the Splatoon games.
I gotta tell the manager about this! Freeze! Stop in the name of the law! Doesn't matter, it's still illegal!
And yep, God, this is such an eyesore here. I really should have made a glove of the same color. Even if, like, some of the shadows showed up afterwards, like, it would still have looked better than this. Again, the hand there is just such an eyesore.
Hey, you, freeze!
Stop right there, criminal scum!
Obvious meme is obvious meme.
I got you now! On patrol, on patrol. What's this? Yeah?
Good old Team Fabulous too.
What? You need...
Alrighty then! Calls him, and soldier calls engineer for help with a shoe.
Back up, I'll be there right away.
You can see an American black bear model right there. Oh yeah, I used the player model for, I was the player model for that. It's a black bear, like, if you look closely enough, you have to look really closely because, again, like, the model, it just protrudes right through this, clips right through the seat and everything. Because that's how that player model works, though it's hard, it's thankfully hard to see because it's a black bear and, the interior is dark and so on. Of course, I used Big City for this entire bit of Gmod. If I was making this kind of video today, I would have had, like, a bit of animation of, like, the animal of these other incidentals, that's what it's supposed to be called, looking at what's going on rather than just staring blankly into the void. Granted, it would have taken a lot longer to get such a scene done, but still. I basically used the Splatoon cosmetics as makeshift clothing for them. Although, it doesn't look good in the red panda and all. It doesn't look good on the red panda at all. Looks okay on this bear, though. Hey, look, it's one of the TF2 freaks. I will eat you! Yeah! Again, these shots here almost work. If it wasn't for my hand getting in the way, literally.
All right, where are you? She must have went this way.
I love how that little effect came out there. I do like how, aside from my hand showing, like, you can see, like, the image, like, the shot, like, the green screen shot slowly transforming to replicate how, how, like, the transformation from from inkling to person goes. Again, though, I really regret not creating chroma key gloves for these scenes. It's a shame the plots with these mannequin things never went anywhere. Those are, of course, from the those sound effects were, of course, from the Dex Dangerous game. It would have worked better. If I was making a video today, I would, of course, I would have put in, hold on. I would have put, like, some extra models on, I would have put some models on the sides of these buildings to represent, actual battle damage to the surroundings. As you could tell by, like, the gesture made by the mannequin, that was supposed to be, like, sort of a force repulse type attack. And of course, I actually used art of a photo of an official Inkling plush right there. Because I could.
It seems.
Wait, did Clementine choose to vent? That's pretty sussy.
We have a new problem that must be dealt with. Are you willing to carry out this task, Quijai?
Yes, Master. I'm afraid you're a problem who must be taken care of. Come here. Come here.
This is where the Splatoon water pistol I had, the official Splatoon water pistol I had, once again came into use. Because I couldn't have done this shot at nearly as well with the tiny plush version. Also, for those wondering, I had to literally cut the strings holding, you know, the ink tank and, you know, the Splatoon weapon that were part of the plush, and basically cut those off and made a little modification to the plush. Where instead it's just Velcro holding them together. I know it partially destroys the plush, but I prefer to call it a modification. Don't know why I'm always using that Mario Odyssey sound, but when it should have been a Splatoon sound effect, but whatever. Okay, I will admit, I made the music way too loud here. Oh god, that image is so bad. And now we have a different kind of commentary episode coming up. Our next two-parter, or the start of it at least. I believe to make that sound effect for the Quetzalcoatlus, I tried to combine the sound effects of both a shoebill stork and let me listen to it a bit more. And I can't remember what the other bird sound was for it. I know the shoebill stork was one of the sounds, and some kind of squawking sound. I can't remember. I can't pinpoint what bird it is. What other bird for sound effects. BCE is the new way of saying BC. You know, because the episode takes place, you know, like 66 million years ago, so to speak. Around that time, roughly.
No.
This is the first episode I ever made while experimenting with Gmod animations, and I think some of the shots pulled off okay. These are, of course, ostrich calls, because, you know, ostriches are living dinosaurs, so I decided to use a bird reference as well for these. More ostrich calls. I love how these ferns actually blend in pretty decently, though I will admit part of this had to be because I had put a filter over this shot specifically. Well, I had this, I was about to say Dakotodon, but no, Denversaurus eat the ferns. Yeah, these are all models from Saurian, a Saurian add-on for Gmod.
If I see another shooting star, it'll be the 3rd time this week.
I worry about you, my love. We haven't eaten dinner together for several days.
I know, Aga, but not a single resident in Hell Creek has been
I actually can't remember what Aga Curata stands for. I know it's Latin for something, but... Hold on, let me go to Google Translate real quick. And see if... I go to Latin here. Okay, let me see here. I can't get any good translations of it right now. Sorry.
Studying the unusual astronomical effects that have been occurring as of late. It greatly concerns me.
I understand.
Yeah, as you can see here, this character, at least in terms of persona, or the aura they emit, I guess you could say, is sort of a mix between that of DCAU Superman and DCAU John Jones.
Understand your concern, Spike Plate. Still, you shouldn't seclude yourself here every single night.
I'm sorry, Aga. It's best for me to stay focused on this until the rate of these larger meteors appearing in the sky decreases.
As you can imagine, you know, Last Son of Krypton from Superman the Animated Series was a big source of inspiration here.
Please don't become obsessed. Good night, love.
I know you're probably wondering how can she kiss him on the cheek if they have beaks and not lips, but you're not supposed to question that.
And what do you think these increasingly present meteors hint at?
Sooner or later, one or more of them is going to hit our planet, and we must be ready.
How exactly will we
Excuse me, Maximus. I'm very sorry for interrupting, but I believe we have an important meeting that is already behind the schedule.
Huh? Oh, yes, I'm very sorry, Spike Plate, but we'll have to put this on hold.
Wait, who even are you? I haven't seen you around Hell Creek before. I am Yuan Su, a dragon. The reason for my presence in Hell Creek is to use my expertise to help spur economic development of this region. Development that is also intended to assist in trade with the Alamo Webkinz to the south.
I'm afraid you'll
That's a reference to the Ojo Alamo Formation in New Mexico. In New Mexico, right? Let me just make sure I got that right. New Mexico. Yeah, New Mexico spanning the Mesozoic-Cenozoic boundary, yeah.
to leave, Spike Plate. UNC wants this to be a conversation between just the three of us.
Again, if you want to, if you're wondering what UNSU and Kuijai stand for, go check out that old adoption video I made. Let me find the, it's a very old video of mine, but I'll provide a link to it in the chat. There we go. That's also something I'm starting to notice here. Let me see here. Let me go back a moment. Because, like, when it's a crossfade in Movavi, the scene is on still frame until the fading is pretty much done. Let me go back to here. Here. Yeah, see, it was... You had to look closely, but, yeah. That can be a bit distracting, and you can't unsee that. I know they're drinking water from rivers like wild animals, and yet they're... Never mind. Okay, that bit there is... I guess you could say that's somewhat of a reference to the first episode of Walking with Beasts, but not really. Okay, not really, because in that first Walking with Beasts episode, that meteorite sort of lands inside some leaf litter. Here, it strikes a stream bed.
What in the name of three-horned faces?
Because Triceratops means three-horned face. I just found this rock in the woods, and it kind of looks like an asteroid, or has sort of an asteroid look to it, so I was like,
no,
that'll work.
It can't be.
That's a snake plush I sadly don't have anymore. I'll admit, like, the world building here is a bit wonky.
Oh, shit.
I love that little detail, though, where it shows, like, that I moved my fingers around in the puppet to make it look like, you know, sniffing the air. You have to look closely, but I love how the detail came out. Pretty sure that Triceratops sounds like just a rhino sound, I think.
Webkinz of Hell Creek, I've requested this meeting to address the cosmic events occurring far above us that have not received nearly as much attention as they require. Not only have there been multiple sightings of visible meteors in the sky this past week, but at least one has come to Earth.
What does this mean? Why is this so urgent for us to know?
Of course, if I was making this kind of video today, these models didn't have, like, movable jaw joints unless if you went to the bone editor. So that's why I just have the heads moving.
Because the situation is clearly escalating. A larger meteorite is coming. We must act before it's too late.
What is it you suggest we do?
Allocate the majority, if not all, of our resources to the construction of an underground fallout shelter complex, regardless of the economic cost.
You're mad! Our society is on the brink of experiencing immense economic growth!
Why can't we just use the growing economy to protect Hell Creek?
But don't any of you think the safety of our community is more important than the development of our economy?
But UNSU's planning might lessen the effects.
What if the benefits are just short-term?
You're clearly obsessed!
Excellent work, Spike Plate. You may have just blown your entire career.
Now, Maximus, I'm pretty sure Spike Plate has at least somewhat of a point here. In fact, I know just the compromise that will solve this predicament, but that will come later.
You should consider yourself lucky, Spike Plate.
More is sure to come. Quite a lovely evening, isn't it, Spike Plate? What do you want, Yuan Su? I want to show you something I have planned for the colossal meteorite impact you predict will happen soon. Are you sure? Of course. I wouldn't lie. Follow me.
I do not like how the shot here is not entirely in focus.
With these pods, each Webkinz will be supplied with all the needs and luxuries they desire until the era of Fallout comes to an end. But I only see one of them here. There's no need to worry. Many more units are on their way.
Is there a chance you can accelerate the pace of your studies tonight? You know, so we can do something together?
Not tonight, Aga.
But my love, you and Sue already told you.
I feel as if he's hiding something. My findings are only showing worse and worse results each night, and Yuan Su hasn't shown much of his survival pod project to anyone beyond that first
Yeah, I will probably made some cuts here.
pod, despite what he told me a week ago.
Please, Spike Plate. It's going to be alright.
Who shot me?
Yeah, you have to. It's kind of a blink and you'll miss it moment there. That's a toothpick right there. It's meant to be like a sort of dart.
Who shot me? Show yourself! Come out now! Come out!
Of course, the scene shifts from the creek bed to a swimming pool. Some repeated footage there. I actually recorded this bit while I was in Hatteras, around the same time I was creating Squid on the Run. It's all about playing ahead.
My love, where were you? You had me worried into my very skeleton.
You and Sue tried to kill me, Aga. Aga?
Spike Plate, you're awake.
What's the time right now?
47 to noon.
Do you know where Yuan Su is?
Maximus told me he's at the Fern Hills.
I have to stop him. Now!
No! You could jeopardize his survival pod project.
I truly love you, Aga. But Yuan Su is lying about something involving those pods. I know it was him who tried to kill me last night. I saw a figure slither away before I fell off the cliff. And that figure was far too large to be any snake.
Be careful.
Yuan-Su! Spike Plate, I wasn't expecting you. Because you thought your murder attempt was successful? No other pods have been made aside from that one, haven't there? No, simply because there is a lack of the needed materials to construct the pods that will provide each Webkinz not just to their needs, but to their wants. Of course, there are enough resources to provide each Webkinz with a basic pod. However, the ride wouldn't be as comfortable. But there's more than enough material to create a mere handful of such luxury pods, including one for you. You're trying to save yourself at the cost of everyone else! I'm afraid I can't let that information get out.
Again, by this time I was getting a lot better at timing the action scene.
Those pods you and Sue promised should be out short.
Yeah, the Webkinz Apatosaurus plush is actually blue. I just put on a color filter here, but I think it came out okay.
Even if you stopped me now, it wouldn't even matter. I've done some research myself. And let's just say, Hell Creek isn't going to see a beautiful day for a very long time.
Okay, I will admit though, I could have...
Isn't going to see a for a very long time.
I will admit, like... The impact of that should have been had a sound effect there. I will admit. Find the sound effects there a tad better. Mostly. Don't know why I used some kind of metal mace sound effect for this, but it kind of works. Listen very closely. I love the sound design here, though. Because all the way from Hell Creek, you know, the Chicxulub impactor, the meteorite, would have been, the impact could have been heard all the way from Hell Creek.
Whoa! Did you feel that?
Yeah. I need a glass of water. Wait, there's a giant dark cloud coming.
Hey, what?
You know, the power outages, I will admit, could have timed a sequence of events better there. But of course, like, the power outage there is caused by an EMP blast that would have, you know, the electromagnetic pulse that would have been formed by the meteorite impact. You know, in our world, you know, KPG, that's, you know, not a huge factor. Though if it happened today, that means almost all of our power grids would go down instantly. Which is why, you know, our power grids should be given, should actually, you know, be designed to resist those kinds of pulses for emergency situations. You know.
Happened? Is there a loose wire around here?
No. Spike Plate was right. Look.
Huh?
Okay, this is something I can't unsee, like the, right, okay, let me go right
It was right. Look.
Right here. Yeah, like, at the very bottom here, like just 2 pixels are not covered by the smoke effect.
You're not getting out of this, you son of a bitch!
As you can see there, Spike Plate was about to destroy, you know, the device in a sort of, I'm taking you down with me. That little bit there where he's yelling Aga's name is a reference to the Batman animated series episode Heart of Ice, where, you know, Victor Freeze's basically shouting, Nora! Nora! At the end of, like, the tape that Batman watches that basically shows Mr. Freeze's origins. You can see it again here, too, with the smoke with those missing those little pixels at the bottom of the screen. Once you see that, you can't always unsee it. Of course, shows organisms that would eventually survive the KPG going to burrows and so on to wait out the damage. Of course, rodents didn't exist during the Mesozoic. The mouse there is meant to be a placeholder for like a multi-tuberculate or something. And this is an old, I talked about this before, but this is an old abandoned animal burrow that I sometimes use as a scene for videos. Of course, the filters of insect fly, there's a massive forest fire going on. That's meant to keep things ambiguous to see if you and Sue made it. Around the time I made this episode, I had an ongoing project where I was making an artificial dam meant to replicate the environmental benefits of a beaver dam at the creek behind my house. That's a project I need to go back and check on, especially since so much silt's gathered up at that dam. I gotta figure out a way how to deal with that silt properly. Of course, there's a TF2 spy there.
I do believe I'm on fire.
Yeah, I will admit the joke wasn't very well executed there. Honestly, it could have done. The scene would have been better without the joke. Now we're moving on. I already talked about the. You probably went. Surprisingly, I haven't been bombarded by any advertisements yet, which is nice. But yeah, so like, the next video. This episode came between parts 1 and 2 of Survivor of Hell Creek for obvious reasons I talked about already in the behind-the-scenes rewind video for 2020. I finished up on ice cream too, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. On this day, 5 years ago... Oh, wait a minute, this isn't the right video. This is, it's just a simple celebration video. Let's get to the actual next episode. Team Fortress Webkinz. There we go. I remember having this headset back in the day. but then the fake leather started to peel off. The same has actually happened with the headset I'm currently using, but I managed to at least sew up, you know, the gaps that were made by the fabric ripping. So these are still plenty good, the ones I'm using right now. These Soundcore ones.
Charge, it's 7:30 in the morning. Why are you gaming this damn early?
I was checking if the sniper bots aren't as prominent on the TF2 servers at...
Yeah, it took until, like, in reality, it actually took until around 2024 for those sniper bots to fully go away. There's basically stuff like threats of a boycott, like threats of boycotting the keys. If you don't know what I'm talking about by the keys, you know, the keys that open up those crates. Yeah, it basically took a threat of boycotting those crates, those loot crates and such, for Valve to finally step in and fix the issue. Or at least that was part of it, along with the massive Save TF2 campaign.
time. And turns out they seem to be present 24/7.
Look, can you just...
There's at least one on just about every server.
Charge?
Not to mention that Valve's probably...
I blurred out that bit there showing, like, the friends I had on Steam and so on for privacy's sake.
...gonna do shit about it for months.
Charge! All I'm asking is that you please stop screaming at your damn games every morning! Silver and I are just trying to get some sleep after a hard day...
Hey look, there's the Callie amiibo. I got the Callie and Maria amiibos back in 2016, summer 2016. I remember that.
I work a 9 to...
I remember getting them from Target. From that one trip to Target. I remember that day. Like, it was raining cats and dogs on that day. Fun fact, actually, while I was driving across counties today to handle errands, like at home it didn't rain at all, but where I went it was raining cats and dogs too.
5 job as well?
Except you work in a non-essential job, so you're able to work from home. What about me? Draw.
I'm glad I used an actual face palming sound effect rather than just the typical punch sound.
Please, not now.
Why? I just want to know what's going on.
Aimbots are ruining my TF2 experience. That's what's going on.
What's an aimbot?
It's something players use when they feel like getting headshots of sniper without putting any effort into the charge.
Shut the fuck up. You're giving him ideas.
Exactly. Though it's probably too little too late now.
I got an idea. I can draw a portal into that game so you can show those snipers who's boss.
No!
But...
remember when you tried tinkering with video games before?
Error.
Even though this was a cringe episode, I decided to keep it canon for the sake of continuity, because I already decanonized one episode.
No object detected.
I didn't want to decanonize anymore. So...
No! No!
Oh, you're right.
Ugh. I'll make breakfast.
I need some coffee. Come on, draw.
Nah, I bet it'll work this time.
Hey look, a fidget spinner.
Let's go. What the hell is that sound?
Hey look, an old middle school art project of mine. I think I still have it somewhere.
How'd you get in my house?
You did this, didn't you?
Wait, what?
Of course, the pepper and salt shaker there were meant to keep draw up. And it's here where the wonderful and very talented voice actress Veronica Lux makes her debut in my plush videos, her voice acting debut at least, where she voices Clementine for the first time ever on this series. Massive shout out to her, by the way. Hold on a second. Again, massive shout out to Veronica Lux, by the way. A wonderful voice actress. Here we go.
All right. No cops. Pretty sure this is their place.
What's happened? Hello?
Hey, it's me.
Wait.
Yeah, if I was obviously if I was making this video today, I would have recorded my own lines in Audacity and such, rather than having the video camera do the job for me.
I remember you. You're that
Because
thing Squid Girl tried to...
as you can hear here, it doesn't entirely gel the best.
What's going on back there? Hold on! I'm coming!
Yeah, when making this episode, you know, with the Gmod, I had to make do with whatever models I could find on the workshop. So I had to use this like plastic blue effect, color or paint recolor effect on this Rhino model here, and so on.
Where are we?
Looks like we're in a TF2 map. Wait! You're that inkling who tried to kill us!
It's not what you think!
Enough, you fools! It is I, Marasmus, and one of you is responsible for getting my cousin destroyed!
What the hell are you talking about?
While I was trapped in your realm, soldier destroyed it with his dirty.
Okay, so that is a reference to ST Black ST, where like one of the jokes in one of his videos is of Marasmus running some Cadillac selling business, where he sells Cadillac cars. So that's where the joke comes from. That's what it's referencing there.
Punishment! I leave you to your doom!
And of course, I used sentence mixing, of course, in this, because this was like months before stuff like 15.ai came out. And I had my brief love affair with generative AI voices for like TF2 and such. Thankfully, by 2023, I realized that was a very bad thing to do, because, it's actually just stolen art when you really think about it. So by 2023, I fully quit using generative AI voices, thankfully.
Yeah, right. What the fuck?
You're precious.
I decided to replace this censor. I decided to have Poot be the censor bleep for this episode for obvious reasons, TF2 and all that.
That more friend won't help you now. Oh, I almost forgot.
I'm sleepy.
On a second thought, if you beat the mercenaries, you can go home.
Hey! Get back here, Merlin!
Not too bad for a first try at Gmod lip syncing.
You're behind us, aren't you?
Wait, no! Stop! I'm not here to fight you!
You nearly killed me with a piano! Everyone, enough! We won't get shit done if we just argue constantly.
I think this is like a simple terrier dog model that I've sort of stretched out in like the ragdoll reshaper tool, whatever, to make it look more like a schnauzer.
Inkling Girl, please explain what you're trying to do now!
After being transported into your world, the Yellow Yoshi, K. Rool, and the others, I originally took my anger out on you guys since I was left behind and thought you guys did that out of malice. By the time that Vilgax guy attacked, though, I realized that what I...
Yeah, I'm also realizing now that I should have had... that this was... I should have had that text there be outlined. It would have gelled better.
Which is one of the reasons I tried to help. What I'm saying is, I'm sorry, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make it right.
Alright, listen. What's her name?
Clementine.
Got it. Clementine?
I named her Clementine because, she sort of had, orange tentacles and all that such. Clementines are orange, and Clementine's already a female name available. I was like, it fits. It fits pretty well.
If you want to redeem yourself, then you can start by helping us out of this mess. None of us three are to be double-crossed. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yep, we're in Team Fortress 2, alright.
I like the effect of, like, these Comic Sans question marks.
And
it was just a still image, but I thought it worked.
We need to steal the enemy intelligence 3 times before they do. Follow me.
Again, I was still very new to making Gmod videos at this time. Yeah, like, I didn't know. I was thinking about, like, the change in the lighting here. See? I didn't know that there was actually, like, differences, changes in lighting. I should have checked that in post-production. Like, I made the Scout's head, like, I made the Scout look like a bulldog, and I just used, like, a sub-material tool in Gmod to change the textures here to just pure black, to make it look like the actual head. Pretty creepy, I know. Made them all look like animals, except for the Pyro, because, you know, he's already wearing that suit and mask. Soldier, Eagle, and Cyper, Owl, and so on and so forth. The cat ears on the spy are reference to, like, his Webkinz version. Continuity and all that.
Something is different.
Yeah, not very good lip syncing here, though.
Who are they spy? Perhaps new mercenary.
No lip syncing at all, of course. And,
You failed. The enemy has secured our intelligence.
Blue is through!
I didn't think this through.
Yeah, and you guys are also outnumbered. You guys are also outnumbered 9-4.
Think? Wait, we have to get to their briefcases 3 times before they get the same amount of ours, right? Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
We have to get to their briefcases 3 times before they get the same amount of ours, right?
I just noticed that there was a deselection bit effect there in the Gmod gameplay. I never noticed that until now.
Yeah?
Oops.
I'll make this easy for us.
Hey, what the hell?
We have taken the enemy intelligence.
Snape! What manner of witchcraft is this?
Got the first briefcase. Well, go put in the 3rd brief.
Success. We have secured the enemy intelligence.
Honestly, Accelerates in reality could have easily outrun the sentry fire, the gunfire coming from those sentries. Had Rex not hesitated as Accelerate right there, he could have just gotten the briefcase easily. But again, if I did that, Rex would just be a boring character. You know, characters need to have flaws after all. Right?
Wait.
And of course Marasmus fixes the textures. I will admit I was kind of too lazy at the time to just redo those shots, so I decided to make a joke out of it instead. I think it actually worked here.
What happened? A bunch of turks gunned me down, but each engineer can only build a single sentry. Unless... hacks!
Obvious Gmod reference. And Charge is just playing his Nintendo Switch. Not sure how he managed to bring that into the game, but whatever.
Wait, I can't report to that engine like this.
What are we gonna do? You know this place best.
I got it! Rex, you turn into Heat Blast to burn most of the enemy team. Sniffer, you hack the sentry nest. Clementine, you help Rex. I'll bring their intel back here. What? I don't know how to quickly hack something like that. Let's go!
I'm gonna headbutt you! Fire! Medic! Doc! Come on! I'm dead! Hey, shut up!
Yeah, and this little montage of failure here is a reference to a TF2 SFM video. Hold on, how is my audio sound?
I'm gonna headbutt you! Fire! Medic! Doc! Come on! I'm dead! Hey, shut up!
Yeah, and this little montage of... Okay, I'm going to actually raise my mic volume up a little bit. By a decibel. Just in case. Okay, so now... let me see if I can find that. It's a TF2 SFM video. It's you know, it's about spawn camping and such. If I can figure... It's a video called just Spawn Camp. Let me see here. TF2 SFM Spawn Camp. Yeah, Spawn Camp by Magma Block. That's what this is referencing, you know, just the montage of failure. That's what that Spawn Camp inspired to that, of course. At 22 million views, goddamn. Anyway, back to the commentaries.
Uh-oh. No, gentlemen. Bring attack!
Okay, rather 9 against 5. How does Pyro show up? Well, that was a plot element that sadly never really went anywhere, so yeah. Not one of just many that never went anywhere because I decided to end the series early. Due to a multitude of factors that I'll get into more next time. Probably.
Bloody hell, you're awful.
Hey look, it's Charles in his helicopter. Yeah, because the Henry Stickmin collection was still pretty new around that time.
You failed. The enemy has captured our intelligence.
Nice going, dumbass! Alright, new plan! No, I got this!
The Omnitrix model there I imported from... I had to download the SFM model itself off the SFM workshop and then import that, then convert that into like some sort of Gmod file and then import it into... I already discussed this on like the behind the scenes rewind video though, but yeah, it does look a little awkward on Rex's wrist even after I made some modifications to the ragdoll itself. The Gecko ragdoll, you get the idea.
Alert. The enemy has taken our intelligence.
How could this happen? Jeez, guys, we got... We are in a world of magic! You son of a boot!
Son of a boot! Yeah, I don't know why I just didn't use the direct hit sound effect and so on.
You failed. The enemy has secured our intelligence.
God damn it!
You did it, Rex!
Indeed! One more briefcase, and we'll win!
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't use like any filters on Ghost Freak's voice here. Shit.
Sorry.
Look everyone, while trying to hack their sentry nest, I was able to get a basic layout of their base. Here's what we're going to do.
Yeah, that blueprint's prop is basically, it's actually a cosmetic for the engineer.
Don't go out there and simply distract the enemy team. I don't care how you do it, just keep their attention for as long as possible, and don't get killed. Clementine, you're gonna follow me through the sewers to the red team's base where you'll short out their sentry nest with your ink so we can get to their briefcase.
But I can't go into water!
Seriously?
I'll dissolve if my skin is submerged in it!
Then put on that. And Rex, you go hide their briefcase in a spot where the red team won't be able to find it, or at least not easily. Wait, you can't do that in the game! Yet the engineer can build multiple sentries right now? Good point. Once the Omnitrix charges Rex, transform into Diamond Head so he can easily run through enemy projectiles so he can give you their briefcase. Finally, you bring it back to our base before they get our briefcase. Got it? Mm-hmm. Good. Let's grab some of those weapons and move out.
I am going to kill little man. It's time to kick your ass again.
Wait! I'm not here to fight! I'm serious! I'm here to trade! Anyone want a shotgun?
No! That is stop weapon.
Okay, what about this?
Ooh, interesting. Oh yeah!
Yeah, just get some random wood and jam a shotgun into it.
Yeah! Let's take it.
I hope to never go through that
Because of course Inklings will dissolve if their bodies touch water, liquid water.
again.
Splat bomb ready? Looks like we're going to need
Yeah, I'm not sure if a splat bomb would actually be able to... I mean, it could take down a sentry if it could blow up wooden crates. I'm probably thinking too deep into that, though. Also, let me see here for a second. Let me take a look here. I think, like, that bit of trading, the trading joke was also inspired by Spawn Camp. Let me take a look here. Let me see. No, it wasn't. It wasn't inspired by Spawn Camp. It was a different TF2 video. I think it was called... It was one where, like, a medic took charge of the team and such. I can't remember. I cannot remember what it's called, though. Than one.
Hey, Angie! What? I call this one the Tin Pistol!
Heck yeah!
He's nice.
Alert. The enemy has taken our intelligence.
Boys, we will trick!
I could have used a cartoony, slide whistle effect for the, the loudspeaker sliding out of the into the background there, but whatever.
Come on, Omnitrix, recharge already!
You were in a big fat hurry to die, son.
Don't fret, boyo! Rex, why aren't you dying? Just take it, hurry!
You suck!
You're no match for me!
Let's move!
I explained why this became basically a slideshow after. Like I said, I explained why this turned to a slideshow in the behind-the-scenes rewind video.
Screaming Eagles! What's this now?
Nope.
Darn. I have been shown who is the boss!
You! Yes! You!
Ah, the quick screen.
We have dropped the enemy intelligence. We have taken the enemy intelligence.
Come on, Doc, follow me. Ooh. Follow me, Doc.
I actually like the use of the cartoony running sound effect. You know, it's a reference to Scout Speed in a funny way. Okay, I think the slideshow effect does work decently here, though. Keyword being decently.
Victory.
Stop eyeing my patience!
I did it!
Son of a...
We won, Marasmus. Now give me back upgrade.
Fine.
You know, like, them having to unlock upgrade, that's like a reference once again to like the Ben 10 original series episode Game Over from season 3. You know, where they get where upgrade accidentally throws into some random Sumer Slammers game, and they just and because of that, Ben and Gwen have to like unlock the aliens as they go along. You know, and Gwen's like basically saying, "But we won't find upgrade until level 15, and we'll never get there in time," or something like that. That's, you know, that's sort of like a reference to.
Let's go home.
I love using that effect of, you know, the ring for upgrades eye or whatever. As he talks. As it happens in the show.
Oh, hey guys, what's going on?
You nearly got us all stuck in there, Draw!
Oh, I'm sorry guys, really I am, I'm sorry.
And of course we got our post-credit scene right here.
Sniffer?
Yeah?
There's
Or
something
rather,
I
two
forgot to
post-credit
mention earlier.
scenes.
I've been running from the cops for a few days because I didn't pay for a meal at Wowzer's, even though I did, and they simply didn't take me to a currency exchange. I also don't know how I'm going to get back to my world right now without Draw creating another portal fiasco.
sorry.
What I'm trying to say is, can I please stay here for now? At least until I can clear my name or something like that.
No, wait, hold a second. Let
Name
me
or
just,
something like that.
you know, this pyro is jealous. As in, you know, jealous that the other four got the win, and yet the pyro missed out on the glory, and, you know, that's why there was a little blink and you'll miss it moment. Not sure how Marasmus is able to teleport pyro into the real world, but whatever. And our final commentary of the night.
Previously on the Webkinz show.
If I see another shooting star, it'll be the third time this week.
Please don't become obsessed.
I am Yuan Su.
Yuan Su wants this to be a conversation between just the three of us.
No. It can't be.
Not only have there been multiple sightings of visible meteors in the sky this past week, but at least one has come to Earth.
You're mad! With these pods, each Webkinz will be supplied with all the needs and luxuries they desire until the era of Fallout comes to an end.
Yuan Su tried to kill me, Aga.
But there's more than enough material to create a mere handful of such luxury pods, including one for you. You're trying to save yourself at the cost of everyone else! You're not getting out of this, you son of a bitch!
No! Aga! Aga! Aga!
And now, the conclusion.
Well, would you look at that, huh? Damn, that looks well preserved. The rest of the skeleton could be just below. I wouldn't be too sure about that, rookie. Chances are probably they'll get a few limb bones, ribs, skull fragments, and teeth at best. What the hell? I don't want to contaminate this specimen. It'll create headlines for months.
I've actually been, as I've been talking about in some previous live streams, I've been doing some work renovating the treehouse. It no longer looks at all like this. You know, I've been adding stuff like a ramp and a landing to the treehouse. I got rid of all these old tarps and such. I'll show more of it, though, footage of it, once it's completed in a future update video, where it'll be used as a filming location, and mainly as a mini studio.
I don't want to contaminate this specimen. It'll create headlines for months. Perhaps if I simply... What in the world?
My first attempt at making eyelids, closed eyelids for a character.
Is it all just a dream? Aga, are you there?
Wait, where am I? Wait, please, I don't understand what you are...
How? Why am I in the air? Why am I in the air?
Powerful enough to seemingly make a tree fall over.
Stop! Hold on!
Wait, how can I understand you when I could...
I am Sierra Toko, an Archosaurian translator. Please come with us
Archosaurian
and we'll explain
translator,
everything.
because both the Triceratops and the toucan
now
are
that you know the
Archosaurs.
English language better, we should be able to answer your questions more easily.
Where am I? Why am I here?
You're in Kinsville University's Laboratory of Robotics. You were brought here from the Hell Creek Formation, Montana, inside that pod.
Where's my fiancée, Aga Kurata? Is she alright?
I'm sorry. She's long gone now.
No, no, it can't be.
I'm afraid so.
It's meant to. That's meant to be. That's a Triceratops tooth replica. Part of a collection of like plastic replica dinosaur teeth I have, along with replica claws.
Know this tooth. The tip that's chipped. Oh, three-horned faces, no!
Wait, where are you going?
To find you on Sue! Who?
You know, I guess being transported to the real world caused his pyrovision to malfunction. Or the pyro's pyrovision, rather.
Who are you? Who are you doing with the flamethrower? Get away!
Where are you?
Do you believe in magic?
Show yourself, you bastard! I know you have survived somehow after all these years!
What I did for the effect here is I just moved a bunch of the leaf litter out of the way to make it look like, you know, he punched a crater in the ground, even though I didn't do any digging.
I guess that son of a bitch is gone. Good riddance.
There's the super hearing. I am so glad I switched over to full HD because now I can see all the finer details of the fabric. I used some Left 4 Dead 2 sound effects and such. Rather, you know, audio files of characters screaming and so on, which I might do as well with Comba Fauna. Depending on how much of a budget I got. I made that, that fire axe out of just some cardboard and such and tape.
Drop the weapon now!
Those are some of the slowest bullets ever. I'm now thinking to that one line from Justice League Unlimited's The Once and Future Thing Part 1, where Wonder Woman's saying, like, those are some really slow bullets, like, while she's out in the Wild West fending off some bandits or whatever. Yeah, that music I used there, I thought was royalty free, but I ended up getting claimed for it anyways. The same might sadly happen with the stream, but I feel like that's a necessary evil here because this is a commentary.
You won't hurt anyone again!
I also made that shotgun prop out of the same materials. I actually used real TF2 sound effects there, I think.
Enough of this! What?
Yeah, you can't actually, you know, rocket jump with an air blast in TF2. Kinda surprised they haven't made a weapon that sort of functions like that for Pyro, but then again, we do have the thermal thruster, so that'd be kind of redundant. Unless if they make it, like, add mobility perks to that new flamethrower, but add some kind of other drawback, like maybe like like, maybe the air blast also pushes you back when using it on the ground? Huh. I don't need to think about that. Of course, the orange filter here represent a burning building.
Come on!
I used some old junk I found around my father's shed, like old chunks of wood, an old rotting wooden pallet, old slate tiles, and so on. I think it pulls off the effect pretty well.
What happened? The deranged arsonist from earlier has been stripped of his weapons and is currently tied up over there.
Wait, who are you?
I am Spike Plate.
It seems you're everywhere in the news right now. How can you even fly and such?
I'm not sure. My best guess is that pod has magical capabilities that have rubbed off on me somehow.
Hold on, what are you doing?
I have already lost one home. Hell Creek is no more.
The symbol there is meant to be like a cycad.
All I wish to do now is to protect the less fortunate and this natural world from the immense harm of the few.
And that plot point, sadly, almost never went anywhere. So, yeah. You'll see a bit of it in the series finale, but we'll look at that more in the next stream.
If anyone asks you what my intentions are here, please tell them just that.
Understood.
And that will do it for this stream. It's almost 11 o'clock. Dear God. Didn't expect these streams to drag on for that long, but yeah. I still haven't finished the next doll the next Combafauna doll yet, but I should be able to... Well, okay. Again, I'm still in the process of streamlining the process, so yeah, it might not be for a while. But I do want to hopefully get everything done in time to have the first episode out by the end of this year. But we'll see. I'll explain that more in detail in a future update video. Thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye, everybody.